everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So I don't mean to beat a dead horse here, but we're going to be talking a little bit more about California's carry ban, also known as SB2. And the reason for that is over the past week or two, I've gotten several questions from people asking what's going on with the sheriffs. Where do the sheriffs stand with SB2? Do they plan on enforcing it? Is there any type of pushback against it? Or are they just fully on board? And thanks to a subscriber, I now have an answer for you. So today we're going to be talking about at least where the Sheriff's Association and certain sheriffs stand with SB2 moving forward. Now, real quick before we get started, if you haven't done so already, hit that little subscribe button. It's free. It only takes a second, but it helps me out quite a bit. And if you are into staying up on your Second Amendment rights, because on this channel we do Second Amendment news and reviews, hit that little alarm bell that'll let you know when new videos come out. So with that being said, let's get to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about what's going on here. So SB2 has been a total nightmare. I mean, we're talking about a bill that was signed very late in the year, and then later on, just another month or so, we got an injunction placed against it, and then right after that, a stay was placed on that injunction, but there was still a chance that that stay could be lifted, so everybody was kind of waiting until that final hour to figure out exactly what was going to happen. Now, obviously, we know several days later that SB2 is in full effect. Now, the problem is that people don't know where everything stands. I was surprised at how many sheriff's departments I checked, their Twitter pages, their Facebook pages, and they didn't have a single thing about it. No guidance for the community, nobody saying anything about it. Thankfully, a subscriber sent me to the Facebook page for the Tulare County Sheriff's Office, and the sheriff of Tulare County, which is located just above Kern County, the sheriff of that county is actually the president of the California State Sheriff's Association. Now, he put out a statement which was tailored somewhat specifically to Tulare County, but at the same time, he also spoke for the California State Sheriff's Association as well. So in putting out this statement, he kind of speaks for the association, and I thought that his statement was very interesting, so I want to read it to you guys, and it kind of gives you an idea of what the stance is, at least, of that association. Okay, so here's the post directly from the Tulare County Sheriff's Office. Now, like I said, while it is tailored toward Tulare County, he does make mention of the fact that he is the president of the California State Sheriff's Association. So I think that that holds a little bit of weight there. So it says here, new CCW permit law severely restricts permit holders. Sheriff Boudreaux vows to protect Second Amendment in Tulare County. As of January 1st, California Senate Bill 2 went into law. This bill severely limits where a CCW permit holder can carry a gun. There have been a number of appeals filed with the courts challenging this law. On December 27th, federal judge Karnak Carney approved a preliminary injunction of the law that would add restrictions on where guns can be carried, allowing CCW permit holders to still carry in so-called sensitive places. However, shortly after this preliminary injunction was granted, California Attorney General Rob Bonta vowed to appeal the preliminary injunction issued by Judge Carney. And on December 30th, the federal appeals court issued an administrative stay putting a hold on Judge Carney's ruling, which declared portions of SB2 unconstitutional. As your sheriff, I want to make clear that the Tulare County Sheriff's Office will not be out actively looking for lawful CCW permit holders who might be violating SB2. The Sheriff's Office has much more pressing issues to tackle and does not have the time nor the resources to invest in a law where the specifics seem to change on a daily basis. I continue to strongly support the Second Amendment and the rights of those in Tulare County who choose to lawfully carry a gun. Our CCW permit holders are statistically law-abiding citizens who are rarely involved in crimes involving guns. I will continue to make sure that the men and women of Tulare County Sheriff's Office are focused on going after violent criminals instead of our law-abiding citizens. He goes on to say, also be aware that very few, if any, instructors are certified to teach the new CCW classes that are required under California SB2, as the California Department of Justice has been slow to start the application process for CCW instructors. The California State Sheriff's Association, the CSSA, of which I am the president of, has voiced concerns with these regulations, specifically how they would reduce the number of acceptable training and certification entities that can be used to certify CCW instructors and ignore or disregard the economic impact of that change. Okay, so what can we take from that? Well, at least we know that the president of the CSSA is against SB2 and states that people who have CCW permits are law-abiding people. They're not the problem. The people that they're going to continue to go after are going to be violent criminals. Those are the people that they need to focus on, not the law-abiding citizens that have gone through this rigorous process in California in order to get that permit. That's not where the problem lies. He also mentions that there's an instructor shortage, so anybody that's trying to get a new permit, well, you're going to have to wait a little bit. He even apologized for the wait times that people are going to experience in their office because, well, things are just not set up yet. You know, California, they passed this last minute. They don't have any plans in place on how to approve instructors. You know, people are applying left and right, but California is slow to process them. So there are all sorts of problems, not just with the fact that you can't carry anymore anywhere. I mean, it is just about everywhere is going to be off limits. But then for those people who want to get a permit, there's pretty much no way to do that because instructors are just not available. You know, he even mentions the economic impact because of all of the instructors, classes, and schools that normally do this on a daily basis that are non-operational anymore because of SB2. So, like I said before, that's not like a big, bold statement saying that we vigorously oppose SB2, which is what I would like to see. And I would like to see a unified front from the sheriffs in California saying, hey, we oppose this. It's not part of our job to go after these people who are law-abiding citizens doing something that is protected by the Second Amendment and lawful. But at least it's, the one that I found. I went to several sheriff's departments, websites, to their Facebook or Twitter or whatever to see what statements they had, and I really couldn't find anything. But this is at least one where we can see that this sheriff is not on board with SB2. And again, I want to thank that subscriber that reached out to me with this information because it was difficult to find otherwise. If you just take a look at like LA County Sheriff's Department and their website, they send you a link to the bill. So you have to read SB2 on your own just to get an idea of what's going on. But even on their website, it says that things are updating and things are changing, and they'll let you know when the changes are actually finalized. So they don't give you any guidance there either. So we have some massive problems going on in California, and people's right to keep and people's right to bear arms are just completely being obliterated. I mean, obliterated from left and right. I mean, there is no more Second Amendment in the state of California as it stands right now. But like I said before, I do believe that there is mass civil disobedience going on in that state, and people aren't really putting up with it. Just leave it at that, right? You guys can take from that what you want, but I don't think that people are putting up with what's going on in that state anymore. It's gotten too out of hand. And obviously the governor is still continuing to push his 28th Amendment, which would basically abolish the Second Amendment altogether. Even though that doesn't stand a chance, you at least know where the California government stands when it comes to your rights. They don't believe that you should have them. So again, this is just a quick update for some of those people that have been asking me that particular question on where the sheriffs stand. We still don't know in general, but at least we have the president of the CSSA coming out and saying that he, opposes what's going on, and that there's, acknowledges that there's a lot of problems with it. So I wanted to share that information with you. And again, I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. You guys have a great day.